Teen Engineer KeyChain. This is Mr. Owen speaking. I'm going to have you follow along on your computers. Feel free to pause this video as often as you need to draw and keep up with me, but we'll be starting off with some text. We'll be adding a saber logo, and lastly we'll add a tube in for you to put your split ring on so you can connect it to your backpack. So this is a backpack keychain that we're making. Alright, I'm going to set my final example aside here, and we're going to go to a different website. So would you all go up to the plus symbol up here at the top of your screen and start a new tab for me, and would you do a Google search for Google Drawing. Okay, it's very likely you are going to have to log in to Google in order to be able to do this here in a moment. Alright, so I'm going to click on Google Draw, or Google Drawing, excuse me. Right here, I'm already logged in, as I can see over here. If you haven't, you'll probably need to. Alright, so if you would find the text box tool, it has two T's on it right here, give that one left tap of your mouse, left click, drag a big box for text. Okay, we're going to switch from 14 size font up here, click the plus sign, or I'm sorry, click right on the number and slide down to 72. That will be a nice size for you. You can type either your first or your last name. It's up to you. You might want to go with whichever one's shorter. It might be easier, but pick whatever you like though. Okay, I am left click dragging and highlighting my name. Okay, I'm about to change the font style of this. We're going to leave Arial. Arial is pretty plain. Click on the little pull down arrow right here, and I'm scrolling with my wheel of my mouse and I'm looking for Pacifico. Okay, I'm asking you to use Pacifico as your font style, so left click on that. It's kind of a cursive font. It joins your letters together for the most part. You can see my O and my M aren't quite joined, but we'll address that later. And if you have any spaces, we can address those later. But for now, we want connected letters so that when your keychain is printed, it's all connected and it's not separate letters. Okay, so we're going to use this font. All right, next, would you take your mouse for me and tap on the word File up here in the upper left-hand corner. Slide down and look for Download. You don't need to tap anything, just hover over Download, slide over to the right, and all the way down to SVG, Scalable Vector Graphics. SVG is the file type that we're going to make out of this thing. And it's going to ask you where do you want to save this. It automatically should take you to your Downloads folder. Just remember that we're going to put it in our Downloads folder inside your black computer box on your tabletop. All right, and would you please name it your name? So Omen Text. Okay, so name it your name, Text. And then hit the save button. Okay, and we are now done with Google Drawing. Okay, let's head back to Tinkercad. Head back to that tab. All right, if you would go up to Import for me, Import's in the upper right-hand corner, and give that one left click. Click on Choose a File. And you can either double-click on your file, or you can click on it once and hit Open. That works too. Click once on Import, and you will see that it's going to import your text. See, I've got an error message, but it still looks like it worked for me anyways. You might have to zoom out with the wheel of your mouse, zoom back so you can see it. And I'm going to left click and drag this thing back to my work plane. I'm going to even hit my home button to reset my zoom right there. So hit that house if you want to do that. If you hold on your right mouse button, you can rotate your view like this and look at it. So I'm holding down the right mouse button at the moment. All right, things are looking good. All right, we need a second copy of our text. Okay, so you can tap on your text, click on Duplicate, which is up here by your garbage can. You can see it also says you could also click on, or you could press Control D on your keyboard. That works too. I'm just going to hit the button one time. Okay, it seems like nothing happened here, but the second copy is right on top of the first. So there's two omens sitting here. So with one selected, which should already be selected, okay, you can go over here, you can drag over your quality to maximum, leave your height alone. Fill mode, let's change the fill mode to be outer line. Okay, give that a moment to compute that. And it should look like an outline any moment. Here it is. There we go. Okay, so it should look like there's two different writings there. Okay, I'm going to grab the height dimension right here, grab this white dot, and I'm going to shove that down to 8. Okay, so we're kind of getting a 3D look to our words here. You can see that in my case, my O and my M did join together, so that's good. Okay, if yours did not, your backup plan, if yours did not join, you can grab a box and drag that in here and resize it and just create a little connection box. And you could jam that right in between the letters if needed, but I don't anymore, so I'm just going to leave that alone. Or if you're not sure if this is going to be very strong, you want to guarantee it's going to be a little stronger, like I'll add it in anyways, even though I don't quite need it. Just a little more material to make that a better connection. Nothing wrong with that right there. All right, so that looks really good to me. All right, I'm going to select all of this now, all of the text. So I'm just left click and dragging. So it's a left drag over my text. And I'm going to tap on a corner to get these dimensions to show up. I would like my text to be 15 wide by 50 long. So 15 by 50. So you can see mine got a whole lot smaller right there, but it's still in proportion. I'm going to drag it back to my work plane. Okay, that's still looking good there. Let's finish off your text here with the tube. Okay, so we can add a ring to this thing and connect it to your backpack. So you may have to go scroll down in your basic shapes over here. Grab on the tube, drag that out here. It's probably a little bit too large at the moment if you look at it. All right, I'm going to drag mine down, the height. I'm going to bring that down to 8 so it matches this. If you want to go down to 6 or 7, you can do that. That still works too. Click on the corner, and let's make your tube. Let's go 10 by 10. 10 wide, 10 long. Right there. And I'm going to click on my top view up here in the view cube. One left click. So I'm looking straight up and down at this thing. And I'm left click dragging, and make sure you get plenty of overlap here between your O and your tube and your first letter. So we have a very strong connection in the plastic. I wouldn't let your letter get too far in here. It'll mess up the space for your ring that you add on later after the print. Something like that. Okay. And let's join this all together. Okay, there are 3 parts. There's 2 texts here and there's a tube. I want this all to be one. So would you left click and drag a big selection window around everything. And there's a button up here. It looks like a square and a circle called group. Click on that and it joins them all together. I don't know why it picked brown as your color. If you don't like your color, you're welcome to change the color to something else. I'll just pick, I don't know, green, I guess. Pick whatever you like though. Okay, so now you can see that's all one object. If I grab onto it, it all comes with. It's not separate parts right there. All right, I'm going to leave that on the work plane. Our final step is to add the saber logo in for Shakopee sabers. Okay, let's go back to Canvas. And if you scroll down on your Canvas page, there is a saber logo waiting for you. So if you were to right click on that and left click on Save Image As, okay, you'll get the Downloads folder. So remember, this Downloads folder is where this is going to go. You can see I've done this once already. That's not the one we're currently doing. Okay, so I'm going to save this as Saber Head. You don't have to even change the name. Just left click on Save. All right, please start a new tab at the top of your screen by hitting the plus symbol. And would you please do a Google search for the words online converter. And it should be the first hit that comes up. Click on Online Converter. And when you get to this website, scroll down. It's in the lower left corner. Look for Image Converter and choose Convert to SVG, just like on your text. All right, we're going to convert your Saberhead photo or logo. Choose File. Go into your Downloads folder on the left side here. Select the Saberhead and hit the Start button. Okay, it'll take a moment to convert it, and then you hit one of the blue download buttons. Okay, and you should notice up here in the top corner of the arrow, you should see Saberhead SVG. That's your signal that it worked. So then head back. Okay, back to Tinkercad. Click on the tab. Okay, now we're going to import that picture into Tinkercad from elsewhere, from the Downloads folder. Click on Import. Click on Choose a File. Click on Saberhead from your Downloads folder. And if it doesn't show Downloads folder, you can pick it right over here on the left side. Double click on Saberhead or click on it and hit Open. Either one works. There it is. And finally hit the Import button to actually bring it in. Okay, and give that a moment to calculate that. You can see mine came in really, really large. Okay, that's normal. Okay, yours probably will too. So again, let's click on your object. And drag it to a much smaller Saberhead. I'm going to drag it closer to the work plane. I'm going to hit the home button to recenter things. Okay, and let's get this thing to be the right size here. So I'm going to tap on the corner dimension, and I'm going to make our saber 30 wide by, and you can see that doesn't look quite right, so I'm going to change the length to be 50. So 30 by 50 is what we're after. Your height should already be 10. I'm going to drag this down to, you can pick whatever you want, somewhere between 6 and 8 is fine. 6, 7, or 8. Drag this over here. I like things to be just slightly different heights. They give you a lot more of a 3D feel. In fact, I might even shorten mine down. I'm going to go down to 7. So it's just a little shorter than my name. So my name pops out in front of it. And if you would hit the top view of your view cube up here in the upper left-hand corner of your screen, tap that, and then left-click and drag your saber. You have however much overlap you like. I'm not real picky as to exactly where you put it. In my opinion, it's nice if the tooth kind of hangs out and you can see the tooth really well. The tail back here, it's nice if that can be seen. If you overlap them too much, it's hard to tell that that's a saber if you do this right here. So I would personally overlap kind of the neck and not too much more if it were me. Okay, but you decide what you want there. And finally, select the whole thing and join it one last time using the group button like that. Okay, there it is. Should look like my original example over here. Okay, so now let's export this out of Tinkercad into a location where I can take it and send it to the machine. Okay, this is your last step. So let's go up to export. Actually, hold on a second. Click out into the white space, so it deselects. If you have anything selected, click out here in the white space. Now go hit export. If you had like an individual part selected, it would only print that one little part. That's why we had to do that. So export, choose STL. That's the type of file that you're going to send to me. Okay, and once again, it'll stick it in your downloads folder. Okay, would you please title it your name and keychain. Okay, hit save. Okay, remember it's still in your downloads folder. I can't get it from your downloads folder. You still need to move it one more time. So if you would all head down to the bottom of your screen, click on the blue 4 windows down here, the Windows button. Choose File Explorer. We're gonna go find that file and move it to a folder that I can get to. Okay, so File Explorer. Okay, you're now looking inside of the computer. Okay, if you click on Downloads, you'll see your file is right here, the STL. Okay, so back here in Downloads, I right-click on it. I hit left-click on Copy, and I go to that folder. So everybody click on Student Share. Click on East Junior High, double-click on East Junior High. Double-click on Tech Ed. Double-click on Omen. Double-click on your hour. Double-click on 3D Printing KeyChain. And I right-click and I paste it into that folder. All right, and that is it. Now you wait for it to get printed, and Mr. I'm going to give it back to you.